Go kalie kamanawe hiamoe ko uho alana oe. O hālau ni o akale me manue kanine te tuai I tua lono. I kumahale wai tumo ke la I luna yus.
I am Roberta Uno, Honolulu. I was born in Honolulu. I am third generation Japanese American. I'm not a native Hawaiian. I'm in collaboration with native Hawaiian artists in this residency, in this project.
Ano ai velina me ki aloha. My name is Peter Rockford Espiritu. I go by Tao. The three genres that I use to express myself is hula, ballet, and modern.
We're like, we want to come when it's warm. But Peter Rockford Espiritu has been choreographing the new version of Moana as a stage production for Disney. And for some reason, the only window was this past week in February.
Aloha nui. My name is Marcus Hanalei Marzan. I'm from Honolulu, Oahu. I am a contemporary fiber visual artist as well as a culture bearer of traditional practices of Hawaii and the Pacific.
This has been an extraordinary week for us because we were able to come together, the three collaborators, and we were able to integrate our processes and create choreography as the scenic element was being created so that we could engage with that.
Use your upstage arm and do the pull.
Then walk.
And then walk.
Then walk.
Right. Is it possible to lengthen this by 2 feet before we start the run in, say, an hour?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tao begins every process with not a land acknowledgement that's kind of gratuitous, but the acknowledgement of the people and connecting to the people. So being able to begin with meeting and being welcomed by the Nipmuc representatives here was so meaningful.
Today we gather at the traditional homelands of the Stockbridge Guanxi people, and being a sister tribe to them, it's important to speak them into the existence in the land that we stand. It's important that we acknowledge our protocols and being in relationship to our sister tribe. They were happy in speaking on behalf of Eastern Woodland peoples and welcoming the Hawaiian folks to our traditional homelands.
That was a very important aspect of this residency, that we wanted to engage with this space, the indigenous stories and voices and people that, and land that make this place so special.
The weaving elements that are really a deep part of Indigenous and Native culture and storytelling. The stories are encoded. I
have raw silk. That's a very specialized yarn from Japan, utilizing the exterior part of the silk cocoon. Yeah, this is some of the material here, and it's traditionally a cast-off. It's thrown away in the silk industry because it's so coarse and hard. In a very Polynesian and Hawaiian understanding, we use everything that we have around us to the fullest ability. So I also use pig intestine in this work, cotton cord. We dyed fabrics with Olena turmeric. For me, these techniques and materials that I'm exploring in this residency really draw from the teachings of my mentors and the communities and peoples and cultures that they learned from.
When I dance, my body is like a phoenix of memories. Ko'u Waihona Kino, my body archive. I, lili'ue, nohonani mai. Lili'ue, nohonani mai. Kokinoe ki imili.
35 years of performing on stage, and I'm still doing it, live in my body. And all my mentors and majority of my teachers are no longer with us. I think Mopuana really saw that and thought that I should dance it and show what is in my body, because I am an archive.
I remember the days when we were younger.
For me to do hula starting in the late 60s and 70s and go to New York City and go to School of American Ballet and study under people like Stanley Williams and Danilova, who auditioned me.
Because I worked with modern choreographers, Ralph Lemon, Spiegel Gottheimer. The modern choreographers really recognized my talent. I felt like in the ballet world, my talent was never really realized because, well, for many reasons. I'm short, I'm brown, and it was the 80s.
Betty Jones scooped me up immediately, and I danced with her company, Dances We Dance, and her husband Fritz Luden for almost 7 years, and all the roles I danced, Jose himself danced.
The modern and hula, almost the same idea of the way the weight moves and the suspension and the fall and all of that. I took to limon so well because it was an extension of hula for me.
One of the things that we've talked about and discovered in common was how much older people have meant to us in our lives, like the roles our grandparents played or older mentors in the arts. I mean, I've been told I'm the last theater director to have worked with James Baldwin. I was a very young woman.
So we are those bridge people who, as young artists, had the opportunity to work with master artists and now can try to make sure that in kind of an era where many things are being erased, that we are present and actually vibrant going into the future.
What these people who gave you these gifts of their dance, of their knowledge, that the only way they stay alive is through you, for you to share it with the world, and if you don't share it, it's lost. I'm grateful that we have these spaces that will allow us the time that it needs to kind of massage it and get to the place where you can tell the story in the most authentic way.
I know you said you want side,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the first boom, I try to hit that. For me as a choreographer and dancer, I'm always like, the music's gonna end, I need to get out, and I know that's what you're feeling.
That's the thing about
Yeah.
working with
Yeah,
dancers.
it's horrible.
Well, I know,
Yeah,
I can tell
it's a
when,
jail.
I can tell when dancers are counting.
Counting, yeah.
Versus when they're
Yeah.
living. If it's kind of like in that theater realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.